Om. 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 शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हृदाकाशे सदा भान्तं शान्तमानन्दरूपिणं ज्ञानभानुमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं सत्यसायिनम्। ॐ श्रीगुरवे श्रीसत्यसायिनाथ श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि नमः। ॐ श्रीपरमगुरवे श्रीशिरडिसायिनाथ श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि नमः। ॐ श्रीपरमेष्टिगुरवे श्रीदत्तात्रेयस्वामि श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि नमः। ॐ नमश्चण्डिकायै मातर्मे मधुकैटभग्निमहिषप्राणापहारोऽद्य मे हेलानिर्मितधूम्रलोचनवधेः चण्डमुण्डार्दिनि निःशेषीकृतरक्तबीजदनुजे नित्ये निशुम्भापहे शुम्भध्वंसिनि नाशयाशु दुरितं दुर्गे नमस्तेऽम्बिके। हरिः ॐ। Sairamal. So last week we concluded with the elimination of the identities and the I that is dented. Uh, Identity, if you look at the word identity, there is I and all the dents on it. If you identify, you create a dent on the I. And the classic example of the, if you have these vessels, in India, they've fallen on the ground so many times that they all have a lot of dents on it. You have seen that in India. Uh, so here there is no problem like that because most of them, if they fall on the ground, they break. But in India they don't break. Here they will all create dents around it, and these dents is about the Shumbha and the Nishumbha falling on the ground and getting up to fight. And this mine, Asmita, and Aham, mine and I, will not give up. They constantly keep rising and they constantly keep falling. They keep rising, they keep falling, and the story never ends. And therefore, today, after finishing that part of the story, the mother in the 11th Adhyaya very beautifully describes how many more times and that her job is not done. Somebody was offended that I said Amma's job was done. No, it is never done. It's completely, as long as life exists, and this story will continue. And so we are invoking today this beautiful Bhuvaneshwari, Bhuvana Ishwari, with this dhyana shlokam today. And I explained the meaning of this shlokam last week. And let's start, brothers, chanting the beautiful dhyana shlokam.
Om Dhyanam Om Balaravityutimindu Kiritan Tungakuchan Nayanatraya Yuktam
Om Balaravidyutimindrukiritam Tungakuchan Nayanatrayayuktam Om Balaravidyutimindrukiritam Tungakuchan Nayanatrayayuktam
Smeramukhim Varadam Kushapasha Bhitikaram Prabhaje Bhuvaneshim
Smeramukhim Varadam Kushapasha Bhitika Smeramukhim Varadam Kushapasha Bhitikaram Prabhaje Bhuvaneshim स्मेरमुखीं वरदाङ्कुशपाशभीतिकरां प्रभजे भुवनेशीम्
Dhyanam Om Balara Vidyutimindu Kiritan Tungakuchan Nayanatraya Yuktam Smera Mukhim Varadam Kushapasha Bhitikaram Prabhaje Bhuvaneshim.
ॐ बालरविद्युतिमिन्द्रुकिरीटां तुङ्गकुचां नयनत्रयुक्तां स्मेरमुखीं वरदां कुशपाशभीतिकरां भजे भुवनेशीम् ॐ बालरविद्युतिमिन्द्रुकिरीटां तुङ्गकुचां नयनत्रययुक्तां स्मेरमुखीं वरदाङ्कुशपाशाभीतिकरां प्रभजे भुवनेशीम्
It's important in this slokam, in the third line, to use the dirgham at the end of that padam. If you don't use the dirgham, then you will create a different meaning. Varada, Ankusha, Pasha, Abhitikaram. Abhitikaram means the one who grants fearlessness. And if you say Bhitikaram means she gives fear. She does that too. But uh, so the context of that is we want Abhiti means fearlessness from her, not fearfulness. Of course, she will give fear if you don't have, yeah, that it has to be dirgham. Yes. No, no. Okay, if you want to put Abhiti in the, but what it was there correct, brother, because it was A only. You had A only. Yeah, okay, right. You had a dash there. Dash means you should not split, right? So don't change that. Davor will be. Don't change that. Yeah, you had it correct.
No, no, no.
But people,
Yes, I'm sorry, Shekhar. Yes, you are right because I've listened to, Chalakiri brothers are splitting each pada. They are stopping after each pada, and
okay,
they are actually stopping here as well.
okay,
Varadang Kushapasha. They chant like that.
okay.
Abhitikaram Prabhaje Bhuva. Maybe this, maybe we should chant like this as well. I don't
Yes,
know. I will align with Davar as well. But
yeah,
if we can stop here, Pasha, Abhitikaram, because we do not want to reverse the meaning, right?
correct. And also, but you have to pay attention to the matras without changing the dodakam
I know.
chandas matras. So this is a beautiful. It's almost like a very nice
Yeah.
meter to it. Smera mukhim varadangkusha karam prabhaje bhuvaneshim. So you have to take the
Yeah.
breath at prabhaje bhuvan. But that's good.
So so we
So
are we are chanting either like this,
yeah,
Varadang Kushapasha Abhitikaram, or we are actually using the first version and then in continuous chanting. So we can do
yes,
both actually,
yeah.
right?
But if you say sha, then the sha has to stop in 1 unit of less
Yes,
than 1 unit,
absolutely.
less than 1 unit of time. Okay.
This is how it is written here, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
we can reverse it to this, and this
Yeah.
is also, yeah, or just in continuity, yeah, because
Yes.
this actually denotes denotes that the following word is abhitikara, this
Yes.
dash actually, yeah.
Yes.
So it is
Yeah.
pasha abhitika, yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Sorry,
Important to the.
yeah,
No, no, no. That's fine. No, it's important to pay
yeah,
attention to the dirghams because if you don't use the dirghams, the meanings will change, and if you split in the middle, the meaning will change. So that is the reason why we are going through all this in the practice sessions. People are getting used to this now. So good. Let's
yeah.
go to the first shlokam of this beautiful Narayani Stuti. The Rishi said, and now who is the Rishi?
Sumedha.
Sumedha.
Now this now we
Markandeya.
ayo yo yo no pa Sumedha is good. Let's stay with Sumedha, okay? Okay. So now because the conversation is still happening between the king, the Vaishya, and Sumedha. Now we come to this beautiful meter again, the meter that we are very familiar with, Svupajati Chandas. And here the Rishi is saying, Devyahate tatra mahasurendre, Sendrasuravanhi purogamastam, Katyayanin tushtuvuristalabhat, Vikashi vakrabja vikasitasha. When the Lord of the Asuras, Mahasurendras, Hate Tatra, killed by the Devya Devi. See, Surendre, Sendra, we have to be careful. Here, Mahasurendre is, is Shumbha, and Sa Indra Asura. Here is Indra is the Lord of the gods. Devya Hate Tatra Mahasurendre, Sa Indraha Sura Vanhi Purogamastam. All the devas with the Indra, led by the fire god Agni, Sa Indra Sura Vanhi Purogamastam. Vanhi Purogamastam. Vanhi is the Lord of fire, is the one Purogamastam. He was leading them. Now, this is a beautiful insight again into this. I have to bring this to your attention because we are all looking at these words and thinking that these words only have one meaning. The meaning of the word Indra, sorry, and the word Agni. Agni actually referred to in Durga Suktam and in Agni Mile Purohitam in Rigveda, etc. Agni actually means leader. The one who leads is called Agni. Agni not necessarily mean just the fire. So that is the reason why we even say Agne Atrivan Manasagranano. All those meanings of the word Agni in Durga Suktam has different meanings, not just the fire god. So this is called Niruktam, understanding the meaning of the word in the context of Vedas itself is a Shastram, it's called Niruktam. And so when Katyayanim Tushtuvuristalabhad Vikasi Vakrabja Vikashitashah. They all led by all their faces brightened the quarters because they attained Tushtuvuhu Ishta Lam, because they attained what they have done as sankalpa. They reached their sankalpa in killing. All their faces are now radiating all four directions, and they went to Katyayani. Katyayani, who is now, I mentioned Durga Suktam, the word Katyayani has come here. So Katyayani is the one, is the Katyayana is the Rishi, and where the mother took the form of Tejas. I think I mentioned that before. That ashram of Katyayana is where all the light. See, now you see, there is so much of beauty in poetry associated with this also. They're talking about the faces of all the suras lit up with their desire being fulfilled, and they are going to this beautiful light, the mother, who is completely desireless. Vikasi vakrabja vikasitasha devyahate tatra mahasurendre sendrasura vanhi purogamastam katyayanim tushtuvuristalabhat vikashi vakrabja vikasitasha.
Shall we do line by line? Or
Yeah, it's okay, brother. I think if you do that, then you have to say Sendre like that, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
just chant one line and they will get the meter. I think people are practicing this with the fourth
Yes,
chapter a
okay,
lot.
yes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. So we are good maybe with other chandans to do the full
Yeah.
let's say two padas together, but I think here it's better to split. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Om ऋषिरुवाच देव्या हते तत्र महासुरेन्द्रे
ॐ ऋषिरुवाच देव्या हते तत्र महासुरेन्द्रे ऋषिरुवाच देव्या हते तत्र महासुरेन्द्रे
सेन्द्रासुरा वह्नि पुरोगमास्ताम्
सेन्द्रासुरा वह्नि पुरोगमास्ताम् सेन्द्रासुरा वह्नि पुरोगमास्ताम्
Vahni, no.
देव्या हते तत्र महासुरेन्द्रे सेन्द्रासुरा वह्नि पुरोगमास्ताम्
देव्या हते तत्र महासुरेन्द्रे सेन्द्रासुरा वह्नि पुरोगमास्ताम् देव्या हते तत्र महासुरेन्द्रे सेन्द्रासुरा वह्नि पुरोगमास्ताम्
कात्यायनीं तुष्टुवुरिष्टलाभात्
कात्यायनीं तुष्टुरिष्टलाभात् कात्यायनीं तुष्टुरिष्टलाभात्
So Katyayani Nana so Anudata twice. Katyayani Tushtuvurishtalaabhat
कात्यायनीं तुष्टुरिष्टलाभात्
Vikashivaktrabja Vikashitaashaha
विकाशिवक्त्राब्ज विकाशिताशाः विकाशिवक्त्राब्ज विकाशिताशाः
Okay. Devyahate tatra Mahesурендре Sendrasura Vanhi Purogamastam
देव्या हते तत्र महासुरेन्द्रे सेन्द्रासुरा वह्नि पुरोगमास्ताम् देव्या हते तत्र महासुरेन्द्रे सेन्द्रासुरा वह्नि पुरोगमास्ताम्
Katyayaniin tuष्टुवुरिष्टलाभात् Vikashivaktrabja Vikashitaashaha
कात्यायनीं तुष्टुरिष्टलाभात् विकाशिवक्त्राब्ज विकाशिताशाः कात्यायनीं तुष्टुरिष्टलाभात् विकाशिवक्त्राब्ज विकाशिताशाः
देव्याहते तत्र महासुरेन्द्रे सेन्द्रासुरा वह्नि पुरोगमास्ताम् कात्यायनीं तुष्टुवुरिष्टलाभात् विकाशिवक्त्राब्ज विकाशितासाः
देव्या हते तत्र महासुरेन्द्रे सेन्द्रासुरा वह्नि पुरोगमास्ताम् कात्यायनीं तुष्टुरिष्टलाभात् विकाशिवक्त्राब्ज विकाशिताशाः देव्या हते तत्र महासुरेन्द्रे सेन्द्रासुरा वह्नि पुरोगमास्ताम् कात्यायनीं तुष्टुरिष्टलाभात् विकाशिवक्त्राब्ज विकाशिताशाः
देवि प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातर्जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वम् त्वमीश्वरी देवी चराचरस्य. It's one of the most beautiful shlokas for prayer. Almost like we are now invoking the presence of this beautiful mother. Devi Prapanna Artihare Prasida. Prasida. O mother, bless us. O Devi, mother, Devi, Prapanna Artihare. That eliminates all the sorrows, and even deeper meaning is the yearning created by the desires. Prasida, bless us, mother, Mata, Jagata, Akhilasya, the mother of the entire universe. Mother, please Bless us. Prasida, Vishweshwari. Bless us, Mother, who is the Ishwari, the substratum of the entire cosmos, Pahi Vishwam, and protects this entire universe. Prasida Vishweshwari, Pahi Vishwam, be gracious, Mother, Mother of the whole world, the universe. Please be gracious. Tvam Ishwari Devi Chara Acharasya. For those that move and those that do not move means those that are that have the Chaitanya as latent, and for those Chaitanya is patent. Everything has Chaitanya only. The immovables like the mountains and etc., they too have Chaitanya, but the Chaitanya is subdued. It is in the lowest form. Therefore, they are achara. They don't move. And the chara that move, the rivers, all that moves, the birds that fly, everything that is in this universe that is moving and not moving. And the moving fundamentally is what moves within us is the thought. And when the thought moves, the time moves. And that movement is Ishwari. You see this amazing, beautiful. Next, we are going to go into Narayani Stuti, but pay attention to these prayers. This is the now. What is this invocation? The stotram. What is the number in Devi Mahatyam? How many stotrams are there in Devi Mahatyam?
700 sloka.
700.
Fourth stuti.
Fourth
Saina.
stuti, yes. Fourth stuti. What is the first stuti?
Brahma stuti.
Oh, auntie, please, auntie, you are give opportunity for those that are and Chandrasekhar Umaji, please give.
Ratri Sukta.
Shakradaya.
Okay, what is the chapter in which the first stotram comes?
Chapter 1.
Chapter 1. Where is the second stotram? Which chapter?
4th chapter.
What is the next one?
Aparajita.
What is the chapter?
5.
5. Now this is the fourth one.
Four.
In 11. So there are 4 beautiful invocations. Even if you do not chant the entire Devi Mahatyam, chanting these 4 chapters is equivalent to chanting the entire Devi Mahatyam, because herein described the entire grace of the mother. Who narrated the first stuti?
Brahma.
Who narrated the second one? Oh, there was some kid wants to answer too. Okay. Yes.
Indra and Devas. Second one.
Who narrated the third one?
Again,
Indra and Deva.
Again Devas.
Hey, I'm constantly bringing this to our attention so that you actually pay not only the what but the who and the when and how it applies to us. This is what you need to read. This is the real study. Adhyayana. Who chanted, where they chanted, when they chanted, what they chanted, and so what. Who chanted, where they chanted, when they chanted, what they chanted, and so what. Am I, I will repeat those 5 questions. These 5 questions, the W's, the 5 W's are very important in the entire, even in the relative world, in your corporate world. Who chanted, where they chanted, why they chanted, what they chanted, so what. Do this as homework, please. Just to do this as a homework. Write down who, where, when, where, Why? What? So what? And create a list. And then make an essence of who chanted. Brahma chanted. Where he chanted. When he chanted. Why he chanted. What did he chant? So what? The so what is very important. Then you will really get into this beautiful invocations, and their presence will occur right within us. Now, Devi, Prapanna, Artihare, Prasida, Prasida Mata, Prasida Mataha, Jagata Akhilasya, Prasida Vishweshwari, Pahi Vishwam, Tvamishwari, Devi Characharasya.
देवि प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद
देवि प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद देवि प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद
प्रसीद मातर्जगतोऽखिलस्य
प्रसीद मातर्जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद मातर्जगतोऽखिलस्य
देवि प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातर्जगतोऽखिलस्य
देवि प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातर्जगतोऽखिलस्य देवि प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातर्जगतोऽखिलस्य
प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वम्
प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वम् प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वम्
त्वमीश्वरी देवि चराचरस्य
त्वमीश्वरी देवि चराचरस्य त्वमीश्वरी देवि चराचरस्य
प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वम् त्वमीश्वरी देवि चराचरस्य
प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वम् त्वमीश्वरी देवि चराचरस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वम् त्वमीश्वरी देवि चराचरस्य
देवि प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातर्जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वम् त्वमीश्वरी देवि चराचरस्य
देवि प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातर्जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वम् त्वमीश्वरी देवि चराचरस्य देवि प्रपन्नार्तिहरे प्रसीद प्रसीद मातर्जगतोऽखिलस्य प्रसीद विश्वेश्वरि पाहि विश्वम् त्वमीश्वरी देवि चराचरस्य
आधारभूता जगतस्त्वमेका महीस्वरूपेण यतस्थितासि अपां स्वरूपस्थितया त्वयैतदाप्यायते कृत्स्नमलङ्घ्य वीर्ये आधारभूता जगतस्त्वमेका. You are the substratum of the entire universe. And how so? Because you are manifested in the form of Mahi that is bearing all of those things stably. Mahi Swarupena. Mahi here is earth. You are the form of the earth on which the whole world is located. Apam Swarupasthitaya Tvayaitat. Mother, you are also present in the form of water. Apyayate Kritsnamalanghya Virya. And therefore, being the earth and the water, you sustain this entire world. Adharabhuta Jagatatsvameka Mahishwarupena Yatasthitasi Apam Swarupa Sthitaya Tvayaitat आप्यायते कृत्स्नमलङ्घ्य वीर्ये.
आधारभूता जगतस्त्वमेका
आधारभूता जगदस्त्वमेका आधारभूतजगदस्त्वमेका
महीस्वरूपेण यतस्थितासि
महीस्वरूपेण यतस्थितासि महीस्वरूपेण यतस्थितासि
आधारभूता जगतस्त्वमेका महीस्वरूपेण यतस्थितासि
आधारभूता जगदस्त्वमेका महीस्वरूपेण यतस्थितासि आधारभूता जगदस्त्वमेका महीस्वरूपेण यतस्थितासि
अपां स्वरूपस्थितया त्वयैथ
अपां स्वरूपस्थितया त्वयैत अपां स्वरूपस्थितया त्वयैत
दाप्यायते कृत्स्नमलङ्घ्य वीर्ये
दाप्यायते कृत्स्नमलङ्घ्य वीर्ये दाप्यायते कृत्स्नमलङ्घ्य वीर्ये
अपां स्वरूपस्थितया त्वयैतदाप्यायते कृत्स्नमलङ्घ्य वीर्ये
अपां स्वरूपस्थितया त्वयैतदाप्यायते कृत्स्नमलङ्घ्य वीर्ये अपां स्वरूपस्थितया त्वयैतदाप्याय अपां स्वरूपस्थितया त्वयैतदाप्यायते कृत्स्नमलङ्घ्य वीर्ये
आधारभूता जगतस्त्वमेकमहीत्स्वरूपेण यतस्थितासि अपां स्वरूपस्थितया त्वयैतदाप्यायते कृत्स्नमलङ्घ्य वीर्ये
आधारभूता जगदस्त्वमेका महीस्वरूपेण यतस्थितासि अपां स्वरूपस्थितया त्वयैतदाप्यायते कृत्स्नमलङ्घ्य वीर्ये आधारभूता जगदस्त्वमेका महीस्वरूपेण यतस्थितासि अपां स्वरूपस्थितया त्वयैतदाप्यायते कृत्स्नमलङ्घ्य वीर्ये
त्वं वैष्णवी शक्तिरनन्तवीर्या विश्वस्य बीजं परमासि माया सम्मोहितं देवि समस्तमेतत्त्वं वै प्रसन्ना भुवि मुक्तिहेतुः. Mother, you are the Vaishnavi Shakti and the infinite, unending Veiler. You are the seed of the universe, and you are also the ultimate Maya. And you, as the Maya, you delude the entire universe. Sammohitan Devi, Samastametat. I can be caught up in this world, completely deluded by this Maya of yours. But if you bless us, that is the source of my liberation as well right now. Sa vidya paramahetur. Yes, you remember that Sa vidya paramamukter hetu bhuta sanatani in chapter 1. Whatever Brahma said, they're repeating here. Sa vidya parama mukter hetu bhuta sanatani. That same principle is repeated here. But if you look at this beautiful thing called the seed, Vishwasya bijam paramasi maya. This, she is the seed of the entire universe. What is that seed? From the seed, Bijasyantarivankuro jagadidam prang nirvikalpam puna. Maya kalpita desha kala kalana vaichitya chitri कृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयात्यपि महायोगीव यस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये. In the seed is present the entire universe and it is projected outside because of this Maya. Vishwasya Bijam Paramasi Maya. You are the seed and you are the projection. This is just amazing shlokas to meditate upon. Just each word. How is it that she is the seed and what is Maya? And Vishwasya, the unmanifest you are and the manifest you are. The manifest is Maya, the unmanifest is the source, the seed. From the seed came the tree. And where is this seed coming from? This seed is coming because of the existence of time, space, and identity associated with that seed. Therefore, this time, space, identity, kaleidoscope, or the three-dimensional space, if you would call it, are actually multi-dimensional because time is multi-dimensional, space is multi-dimensional, and identity is multi-dimensional. And if you put all of that into that, that is what is called Maya. Sammohitan Devi Samastametat. And when you are in this space identified with all those things, the time, space, and the causality, you are caught in the web of Maya. Maya is not delusion, by the way. Don't translate Maya is delusion. It is real. It is real. But it is so real that it can either liberate you or it can bind you. Sammohitan Devi, you are bound by this. Or if you get her grace, Tvam Vai Prasanna Bhuvi Mukti Hetuhu. I can be free. I can be. Go to. What are the questions that we asked last week in study circle? What's the question?
You want to be happy or free?
You want to be happy or free? If I give you choice, now don't interpret happy as the be happy happiness. That it is actually bliss. That happiness we're talking about is not the worldly happiness. That happiness is bliss, which is called ananda. We're not talking about ananda here. We're talking about the worldly pleasures caught in this web, the worldly pleasures. Do you want that or do you want to be free? Tvam vai prasanna bhuvi mukti hetuhu. Sammohitam mukti. Sammohitam. Huh? Sammohitam. You are caught up in all the pleasures. You think that this is the happiness in this world. Samastam etat. Samastam. All this stuff around you. You are caught up. And then you accomplish this. I am happy. And then you don't accomplish this. I am unhappy. Somebody is happy. Somebody is unhappy because happiness is coming and going and coming and going. Caught up in this world. Sammohitan Devi Samastametat. She is the one that is also responsible for you to fall into that, or she is the one that will liberate you from that. Free, make you free from that. Which one you want to choose? This is the question we were studying last week in study circle. Some people really became choiceless and they dropped off because their head was hurting. They couldn't understand. Most of us could not even understand the question. Bhagavan was asking for almost 50 minutes. We were trying to understand the question he was asking. Do you want to be happy? Do you want to be free? Which can I be happy and free? People are really very smart, you know. Oh, come on, how is that? You know, if I am free, I am happy, you know. But can I be both happy and free? Happiness of the world will never give you freedom. Period. Worldly happiness will never give you freedom. It is always binding. Why? Because it is Rakta Bija. One happiness is fulfilled, another one pops up, another one pops up with equal valor, with equal presence, with equal dimensions, and then that would want to come. Then, okay, let me go get that. Okay, let me go get. Okay, let me go get that. You can never ever be truly happy by pursuing the worldly pleasure. Period. This is not a statement I am making. This is the ultimate statement of the Shastras. But if you don't have that, can you actually live in the world? Is the question that people ask. Yes, you can absolutely live in the world. You can absolutely be in the relative world, but be completely free of it. Yes, it is possible. What is the example? Lotus. It's completely in the mud. It requires the mud for its survival. Completely contaminated water with the mud, but yet not a single droplet would touch that lotus flower. How is that possible? That we will take it up later. Tvam Vaishnavi Shaktirananta Virya Vishwasya Bijam Paramasi Maya Sammohitan Devi Samastametat Tvam Vaiprasanna Bhuvi Mukti Hetuhu.
Tvam Vaishnavi Shaktiranantavirya.
त्वां वैष्णवी शक्तिरनन्तवीर्या त्वां वैष्णवी शक्तिरनन्तवीर्या
It is Hrasvam. Tvam Vaishnavi Shaktiranantavirya.
त्वां वैष्णवी शक्तिरनन्तवीर्या
Okay. Vishvasya Bijam Paramasi Maya.
विश्वस्य बीजं परमासि माया विश्वस्य बीजं परमासि माया
Tvam Vaishnavi Shaktiranantavirya. Vishvasya Bijam Paramasi Maya.
त्वं वैष्णवी शक्तिरनन्तवीर्या विश्वस्य बीजं परमासि माया त्वं वैष्णवी शक्तिरनन्तवीर्या विश्वस्य बीजं परमासि माया
Sammohitam Devi Samastame Tattvam Vai Prasanna Bhuvi. Sorry. Sammohitam Devi Samastame Tat.
सम्मोहितं देवि समस्तमेतत् सम्मोहितं देवि समस्तमेतत्
Tvam Vai Prasanna Bhuvi Mukti Hetuhu.
त्वं वै प्रसन्ना भुवि मुक्तिहेतुः त्वं वै प्रसन्ना भुवि मुक्तिहेतुः
Sammohitam Devi Samastame Tattvam Vai Prasanna Bhuvi Mukti Hetuhu.
सम्मोहितं देवि समस्तमेतत्त्वं वै प्रसन्ना भुवि मुक्तिहेतुः सम्मोहितं देवि समस्तमेतत्त्वं वै प्रसन्ना भुवि मुक्तिहेतुः
Tvam Vaishnavi Shaktiranantavirya Vishvasya Bijam Paramasi Maya. Sammohitam Devi Samastame Tattvam Vai Prasanna Bhuvi Mukti Hetuhu.
त्वं वैष्णवी शक्तिरनन्तवीर्या विश्वस्य बीजं परमासि माया सम्मोहितं देवि समस्तमेतत्त्वं वै प्रसन्ना भुवि मुक्तिहेतुः त्वं वैष्णवी शक्तिरनन्तवीर्या विश्वस्य बीजं परमासि माया सम्मोहितं देवि समस्तमेतत्त्वं वै प्रसन्ना भुवि मुक्तिहेतुः
I was blissed out. I was talking on mute. Vidya samastastava devi bhedah. All this different types of so-called knowledge, all of them are indeed your own expressions, Devi. They are your expressions. What are all these different types of knowledge? There is ajnana, there is vijnana, there is jnana, there is ajnana, there is vijnana, there is sujnana, there is prajnana. How many different jnanas are there? When I say knowledge, we are thinking, knowledge means what? What is knowledge? I'm not asking you. The knowledge in the context of what we are thinking. This knowledge, if you really look at what is exactly knowledge, knowledge is nothing but what you gather with your perceptions of the abilities, with your eyes, with your hearing, with your smelling, with your in feeling as in the skin. This is how you acquire knowledge. Jnanamasti samasteshu jantor vishayagochere. Hello, Sairam. You have to really, whenever there is this kind of things come up within the Devi Mahatyam, you will find how knowledge was described before. Jnanamasti samasta jantuhu vishayagochere. What we are calling as knowledge? Knowledge we are calling as perceptual knowledge. That perceptual knowledge, Mother, you have given to the entire beings that can see, that can hear, that can feel, that can taste. You gave that knowledge. You are that knowledge. There is knowledge as related to perception by the senses is the one that leads to binding. Because perception of one knowledge from one sense leads to the pursuit of the sense to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, because these senses can never be appeased. Therefore, they keep on going after that. Now, I'm not, please listen carefully. I'm not saying that is good or bad or not judging it. It is what it is. We are describing, we are looking at it as is what it is. And that particular knowledge from the senses, if it creates an impression or a memory, your sense will go after it over and over and over again. Please look at this along with me. This is very, very profound. If we understood this, we will truly know. Therefore, how can I know but not create an impression of that knowledge? If you tasted mango for the first time as a child and you have a memory of an incredible experience of the sense because of tasting that mango, that memory of the taste of the mango that you had very first time will lead to completely going after that mango over and over and over again, and every time you're repeating that experience of the memory the first time you had. Am I making sense, Branimir? Huh? Are
Yes,
you
Anna.
with me? Are you with me, brother?
I am.
Therefore, memories of the knowledge created by the senses will bind you. Then what is the true knowledge? That knowledge, the end of knowledge is freedom. The end of knowledge is freedom. This is Bhagavan's quote. How profound that quote is. Every time we look at one simple sentence, he will say, the end of knowledge is freedom. And then we all repeat like parrots all these quotes from Bhagavan instantaneously, like pundits, incredible lectures and talks they give on all the quotes of the Bhagavan and the experiences they have with this Bhagavan, the so-called 5'3" Afro-aired Indian dude. And then they keep repeating these experiences. They want to keep repetition of the miracles of this Bhagavan. They keep going after this, going after this, going after this, knowing that all of that is completely memory driven binding of the sensual perception. Each of these shlokas is a study in itself, is a study in itself. And now when we are going to the Striya Samasta Sakala Jagatsu, how poorly translated this line in all these scriptures is that it is translated as you are the, so are all the women in the world. You are all the women in the world. What a poor translation that is. That is absolutely not true. Only the women of the world are mother. What happened to the men? When she is the entire universe and part of every single being and the spark of divinity, how can you translate Striya Samasta Sakala Jagatsu as all the women in the world are you, mother? No, no. Hey, there. This is where Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba is the supreme knowledge giver. And in his presence, you will actually understand the actual meaning of these words. Yeah, the actual meaning of the word. So I asked Bhagavan once, Swami, it is said that you are the only man and the rest of us all are women. How is that, Swami? How can there be only one man and the rest being women? And then Bhagavan said very beautifully, Bangaru, what is the spelling of Stri in English? I said, S-T-R-I, Swami. Oh, S-T-R-I. Ah, okay, okay. So to begin with, there is I. Then Rajoguna got added to it, or. Then Tamoguna got added to it, T. Then Sattvaguna got added to it, yes. So the I is alone. And the yes, the Sattva, the Asha Jandyala, please listen, ma. Okay. If you already know this, beautiful, still listen. Okay, don't put stuff in the chat boxes. No chatting, just presence. Yes, T, R is the Striyaha. You are all the gunas, mother. Where did we learn this? Where is the shloka in Devi Mahatyam where she is described as all the gunas?
Tvam swaha, tvam
No,
asha.
no, 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 no. Ah,
Brahmastuti. Gunatraya.
Triguna. Parajika.
Gunatraya vibhagam.
Uma Sairam, if you don't know, just listen. If you know, then say it correctly. Okay, people just don't Tvam Swaha, that is not gunas. Okay, that Gunatraya Vibhagini, Kalaratrir, Moharatrir, Maharatrischa Daruna, Gunatraya Vibhagini. That Gunatraya is a Striya. You are the entire gunas. You are the entire knowledge and all different kinds of knowledge. What are different kinds of knowledge? I only described the perceptual knowledge. There are all other different kinds of knowledge. Ajnana, ignorance is also knowledge. ప్రజ్ఞానము బ్రహ్మైతేనేమని అజ్ఞానము బ్రహ్మెందుకు కాదని సర్వము నీవని సమతయు నీవని గుర్తెరిగడియా జ్ఞానమే నీవని ఆడుతూ పాడుతూ నీ కథ పాడుతూ పయనించదనే ఓయమ్మా. ఓ మదర్, I recognize that you are ignorance, you are the knowledge, you are the supreme knowledge. You are the constant integrated awareness. Awareness is something very different from knowledge. Knowing something is very different from being aware of it. And that awareness that is constantly integrated with the presence of the I in the relative world, that is prajnanam. And therefore, you are all that and more, and you are the three gunas. And these gunas is the manifested world, as in Satvarajastamo gunas. Tvayaikaya puritamambayaitat. All, you are all the different because of you. Puritamamba Eitat, all of this is fulfilled because of your divine grace and presence, O Mother. How to praise you? Khate stutihi. What is the possibility now? Who said she cannot be praised? Who said she cannot be praised?
Brahma.
Brahma. Kastvotum. Vishnu Grahana Shari. All that Mother Vishnu Shariram, Vishnu, Brahma, Isha, all of us, we came from you. How is it possible for anyone to even praise you when the three have attained the knowledge because of her presence in them? Again, don't get carried away that this her means a woman. This her is not a woman. The mother that is being referred to is not what we understand is the gender of a person. Tvayaikaya puritamambayaitat katestutishtavya para paroktihi. She is the one, she is apara and she is para. This is beautiful. Apara, para. Katestutihi. How am I going to praise you? Who is para and apara? She is the second and she is no second. She is manifest, she is the unmanifest. How is it possible to comprehend what is unmanifest if you cannot even comprehend what is manifest? You, are you all with me in this? Yeah? Or are we all lost? Huh? 4, 5 slokas we completed, but each one is so profound. Khate stutihi stavya para. Para. Uktihi. Vidya samastastava devi bheda. Striya samasta sakala jagatsu. Tvayaikaya puritamamba eitat. You are the one that is filling all of this stuff. How can I praise you who is beyond the words that describe both the manifest and the unmanifest? The words are describing what you see, right? Uktihi. Whatever you see and you perceive, you express it. Striyas samasta sakala jagatsu. That second line means sakala jagat, all these worlds, entirety of all these worlds is filled with the three gunas. From these gunas only, prakriti stvamadhya, right? So, prakriti, she is the prakriti, she is the fundamental substratum of the entire universe that is in the manifest as the three gunas. Striyaha. So she is filling this entire consciousness as the one. Tvayaikaya. You are alone. You are the one. There is no second. Uktihi, if I am using my words, how can I therefore use my words to describe both the manifest and the unmanifest aspects, or they're giving it they're giving it as expression here. So the manifest and unmanifest is the latent and the patent, or the manifest or the unmanifest. How can any words describe you, Mother, who is both the manifest and the unmanifest? Let's finish this shlokam for today.
Vidya.
Vidya samasta. Higher scale, brother.
Om Vidya samastastava devi bhedah.
Vidya samastastava devi bhedah. Vidya samastastava devi bhedah.
Striyas samasta sakala jagatsu.
Striyas samasta sakala jagatsu. Striyas samasta sakala jagatsu.
Vidya samastastava devi bhedas. Striyas samasta sakala jagatsu. Martin, you're on mute. Martin. And in bliss. You're on mute, Martin.
Sorry. Vidya samastas devi bhedas triyas samastas sakala jagatsu. Vidya samastas devi bhedas triyas samastas sakala jagatsu.
Tvayaikaya puritamambayaitat.
Tvayaikaya puritamambayaitat. Tvayaikaya puritamambayaitat.
Kate stutistovya paroparoktihi. Martin, you're on mute. Hello.
Kate stutistavya paraparoktihi. Kate stutistavya paraparoktihi.
Tvayaikaya puritamambayaitat. Kate stutistovya paraparoktihi.
Tvayaikaya puritamambayaitat. Kate stutistavya para. Tvayaikaya puritamambayaitat. Kate stutistavya paraparoktihi.
Vidya samastas tava devi bhedas triyas samastas sakala jagatsu tvayaikaya puritamambayaitat kate stutistavya paraparoktihi.
Vidya samastas tava devi bhedas triyas samastas sakala jagatsu tvayaikaya puritamambayaitat kate stutistavya paraparoktihi. Vidya samastas tava devi bhedas triyas samastas sakala jagatsu Tvayaikaya puritamambayaitat kate stutistavya paraparoktihi.
So this beautiful preamble, and then the Devas led by Agni and Indra in the presence of this beautiful Katyayani will now get into this essence of this chapter called Narayani Stuti. Narayana, Narayani. And tomorrow we will be going into Narayani Stuti. No difference. Narayana, Narayani. And by the way, don't think that Narayani is the wife of Narayana. That is the other mistake that people make, that this Narayani is related to Mahalakshmi. Yeah, the again we are last night I had a long conversation with one of the brothers. We are so caught up in diversifying the unity, and we are constantly projecting our understanding or awareness of what divinity is literally with our own in our own awareness. As that awareness grows, and then you begin to realize that this awareness of what we are calling as the individual, the Vyashti, expands into collective awareness, expands into cosmic awareness, expands into universal awareness, you will begin to see how little actually we know about our own self. So the words that when you use the word Rama, when you use the word Krishna, when you use the word Durga, when you use the word Sai, when you use all these different words that are apparently associated with the form of the divinity, our awareness will immediately limit that word into that form and chapter closed. The moment you say Sai, people are immediately thinking, oh, Sai, Satya Sai Baba. Oh, no, Shirdi Sai Baba. Oh, no, this Shirdi Sai Baba is not actually, he is not not really Satya Sai Baba. This Satya Sai Baba is not really Shirdi Sai Baba. You know what? This Shirdi Sai Baba, he lived in a mosque and he went and begged. So he is the real humble God. This Satya Sai Baba, he wore a beautiful orange robe and he went in a Mercedes car. He cannot be. Where is all this coming from?
Shumba.
Shumma. Where is all this coming from?
Perception knowledge.
It is all coming from a very, very limited awareness in which you are seeing the expression of the divinity. The moment you say Rama, oh Rama, okay, this guy, Ajanubha, Humaravinda Dalaya Dakshama, guy that is very long shoulders, blue in color, the son of Dasharath. No, I'm not saying that is not factual. It is a fact that a Satya Sai Baba wears an orange robe, goes in a Mercedes car. It is a fact. Don't confuse the fact with the truth. Or even better, see the truth in the fact and see the fact in the truth. Then there is no conflict. 1.5 hours I spent with this brother. I don't know if he's there on the call today. But seeing the fact in the truth and truth in the fact, then there won't be any conflict whatsoever. There won't be any conflict in the world. The moment you say Jesus the Christ and I'm the Christian, if you don't pray, you go to hell, to Jesus, you go to hell, etc. That's all very limited awareness. Is there any difference between Jesus and Rudra or any of the? Absolutely not. So see the Rudra in Jesus and see the Jesus in the Rudra. There is no conflict whatsoever. You can still be so-called quote unquote attached to that name and form because your mind is compelled by some kind of attractiveness to that name and form. Therefore, use that mind and get attached to that name and form. No problem at all. But don't limit that name and form to only what your mind can perceive. Then you will understand that what you're calling as your perceptual knowledge will expand and expand and expand, and then you will begin to know how little you know. You, it's the beautiful statement by Aristotle. I know nothing. This is a very beautiful mantra that is taught in Sufism. In Sufism, the first mantra that is taught is I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Because what I know is just limited in my perception of that. Therefore, what I know is very little, what I don't know is a lot. What I know is actually dismal. What I know I don't know is a lot. But if I can imagine what I don't know, what is that? You are lost. Hello, Sairam. Can you know? You don't know what you don't know.
I only know that I don't know.
Yeah. No. What you know you don't know is very little compared to what you don't even know what you don't know. How can I know what I don't know? Yeah, but it's a paradoxical question. So sorry, I'm taking a little bit time here because when we are describing this mother and her infinity as para and apara, and how it is limited in the context of simply the words that we are using, uktihi, para, paroktihi. How can I describe that? which I cannot even comprehend. Impossible. It's illogical. It's impractical. Therefore, what we are invoking here as this, the so-called mother, in the context of not a gender, but as complete love, the substratum of the knowing as the Mahi, and the love that flows from it as Apam. So, what is described as the matter and the mind. The matter is Bhuvi, which is Mahi, Mahi Swarupena. Apam is the thought that is flowing. So, intellect, individually, how that applies is mother, you are the matter in which I am is present, and you are the thought that is also moving, which is the water. Hello. So see, there is so many levels of what we are studying in this shloka. This exercise of adhyayana is to actually get into those aspects. And now when your people that are on the call that are not attending the practices, they think that they already know how to chant. But what an incredible opportunity! If you know how to chant perfectly, and in your presence as people are chanting, last night I was telling, it is such an incredible grace that I'm able to practice in all these practice sessions, able to join these practice sessions with brothers and sisters while listening to what they're chanting, while my mind is focused on what they're chanting, my presence is focused towards the inner meaning and the beauty of every single word that is used in Devi Mahatyam. This is the real sadhana, brothers and sisters. And I know our brothers Martin and Branimir and all these people are spending so much time in these Devi Mahatyam practice sessions. And yes, Martin, you agree? As you chant more, your your awareness about the mantra just keeps manifesting in front of you. It's not about how perfect you are chanting, and if you are an expert and you learnt already, you may even be knowing these slokas by heart, by memory, but that doesn't create the awareness associated with this complete presence to these mantras. Okay. Yadakshara Padabhrashtam, we will chant the Pradhana Slokams. Yes. Last couple of shlokas are high speed bouncers. I need to sit down. Okay. Yeah. Ram, what happened?
No, I'm kind of sort of lost in all the description.
Last two shlokas. You're
Last
lost in
couple of slokas, like, I'll probably talk to you later, but I'm still trying to understand. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. No problem. Sai Ram. The last two shlokas I'll just chant, then we'll close with Kshama Prarthana. This beautiful meter and this mother's stotras are very, very powerful presence. Don't miss the opportunity. Tvam Vaishnavi Shaktiranantavirya Vishwasya Bijam Paramasi Maya Sammohitan Devi Samastametat Tvam Vai Prasanna Bhuvi Mukti Hetuhu Vidya Samastas Devi Bhedah Striyas Samastas Sakala Jagatsu Tvayikaya Puritamambayaitat Kate Stutistavya Para Paroktihi. Why these seven slokas are such a beautiful preamble to Narayani Stuti is because they have now set the stage, the context, and the beauty of the mother, and describing this infinity of the mother. The next shlokas are a journey towards the inside of yourself. Ayana means path. Narayana means a human being's path. Ramayana means Rama's path. Narayana means Nara's path. What is the path of a human being? And this mother, Narayani, she is now going to take us inward to connect to the Supreme Self, and therefore this Narayani Stuti is a journey to the source. Now, don't think you reached a destination. There is a catch 22 here. Oh, okay, now I got the ticket now. There is a destination. I will become something. No, no, no. The destination is actually a paradox. The journey, the destiny, and the path are all the same only. And that's what you will realize through this Narayani Stuti. And with that, we'll close with Shama Prarthana. Who will chant Shama Prarthana? Brother, can we chant the actual Shama Prarthana, the real Narayana Shama Prarthana, because Narayani is invoked tomorrow.
ॐ यदक्षरपदप्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देवनारायण नमोऽस्तु ते विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वरा अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वरा अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वरा हरिः ॐ तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Brother Branimir, that's the most perfect rendition of Kshama Prarthana I heard. No, completely flawless. Every single bit of it, the matra, the visargas, the sandhis. I mean, you are so incredibly blessed. I cannot even describe in words how blessed we are for your blessed presence in the satsang. So perfect. I mean, Kriyante Harnishammaya. I was just listening to you and being present to, if I could even pinpoint one mistake or look for one flaw, absolutely flawless. So please, everybody, learn the Kshama Prarthana flawlessly so that at least you are asking correctly for the flawlessness. And this recording is on YouTube. You can actually download, listen the last few things what brother chanted. I'll try to see if I can extract it and put it also. And very beautiful. And thank you, Martin, for always your beautiful presence. And I know when we were Paraparoktihi, your mic is getting muted, and I was saying, okay, he can't describe what she is in words. Therefore, his mic is getting muted. Thank you, Sairam. Sairam. Thank you all. Have a wonderful to see you all tomorrow. Jai Sairam. Jai Sairam.
Saram.
Jai Sai Ram. Thank you.
Saram.